Hmm. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Facebook Live that I'm kind of spontaneously doing. I had a little bit of extra time today, so I thought I would pop on and talk a little bit about kindness. And as many of you already know, I pop on Facebook Live and Instagram and YouTube every couple of months and offer weekly talks and meditations. And this is right in that same vein. And the reason why I'm doing that is really to build up momentum to an online meditation immersive course that I'll be offering. And so, as you might have guessed, the course topic is kindness. Right? And so, I'll just speak a little bit about the course itself, and then I'll go into a little bit of a talk around kindness, and we'll perhaps do a bit of meditating as well. Now, this is very impromptu. I haven't prepared any notes or anything like that. But I've been practicing kindness and what they call metta meditation now for many years, over 20 years now. So I feel like I can speak just from off the cuff kind of thing. So the course is entitled The Healing Power of Kindness, and it runs from October 20th to December 22nd. And I know, like, right, this year is flying by. So I didn't even realize, wow, October 20th is less than a month away. So I usually do these a little more in advance from the course, but hey, here we are. So the course again runs from October 20th to December 22nd this year, 2025. It's offered in two sections. So this is really designed to cater to different time zones across the planet. So section A is Sunday evenings from 8 to 10 p.m. East Coast time. So this caters primarily to Asia and the Americas. Asia, it'll be in the morning. Obviously, it'll be 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. in Thailand, and you can calculate accordingly from there. Section B will be on Monday evenings from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thai time in Asia. This is really designed to cater mostly to Europe, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. The time in Europe would be 2 p.m. in France, and I think that's general European time. But time zones are a little bit tricky. So you can go to Google and Google time zone or any search engine and Google time change calculation. Also keep in mind that I am broadcasting from Thailand. And here, there's no time change. The time stays the same in Thailand year round. But, because most countries do have a time change, there will be a time change at some point during this course. So please calculate accordingly. Everything is offered over Zoom and will be recorded. So if you have to miss, a few of the sessions, many of the sessions, or even all of the sessions, that's fine. They're being recorded and made available only to the retreat participants, only to the program participants. So I do have many people who do sign up who do the whole program at their own pace, and that's totally fine. You miss out a bit on the community aspect of it. But other than that, you still can practice and get great benefit from the course. So included in the course are one-to-one sessions throughout the course, and there's no extra charge for that. Guided meditations, of course, I'll be guiding meditations probably every session or every other session. We meet twice a week. I'm sorry, we meet once a week on Sunday. I'm sorry, I covered all that already. On Sundays and Mondays. Guided meditations, plenty of Q&A, and everything that I offer is offered within a trauma-sensitive framework. I'm a certified clinical trauma professional, and so I try to hold that frame within these online meditation immersives. In addition to that, although a great majority of my training has been in the Buddhist tradition, I do really go through great efforts to make everything secular. So people from any religion, any walk of life, no religion, that's totally fine. Everyone's welcome. There's no belief system required. So if you want to find out more about the program, you can message me here if you have any questions, or if you want to register, please go to my website, suchsweetthunder.org, and you can find out more about the program there and register there. So let's talk a little bit about kindness. And so the practice of kindness, really, because I think most of us are familiar with the concept of kindness, right? And, in the course, what we'll be exploring, it's a bit different than the very traditional metta practices of loving kindness from the Buddhist tradition, although I'll be drawing quite heavily and extensively on those practices. But traditionally, those courses or those types of practices, we start with ourself, and then a loved one, and then a neutral person, and then challenging people, and then to the entire world. And that's a beautiful practice. I've done practices like that for, again, over 20 years. And I've offered practices like that to many, many, many hundreds or thousands of people. And they've all, I think, more or less gotten great benefit. However, I'm sort of exploring a different method around kindness. And so first, we'll spend the first couple of weeks offering kindness just to ourselves, to the aspects of ourself that we like. And then we offer kindness to aspects of ourselves that we are quite neutral toward. And then we offer kindness to aspects of ourselves that we don't like, that we find challenging. Right? And, this is, I've been playing with this now for quite some time in my own practice. And, what I've discovered and what I'm starting to feel into is the other qualities from the Buddhist tradition, the heart qualities of compassion, joy, and equanimity. Those can be felt through the process of offering kindness to these aspects of ourselves, which is really, it's actually quite lovely. That when we offer kindness to aspects of ourselves that we like, right, there's a kind of joy and warmth there, and a real ease of connection. And so, this is loving kindness, right? And there's a quality of joy there, an invitation to almost celebrate these aspects of ourselves that we enjoy. And when we offer kindness to those challenging aspects of ourselves, for me, it's the slob in me, or the anger in me, right? Or the resentment that I might be holding, right? When we offer kindness to these aspects of ourselves, this naturally gives rise to a type of compassion. And what I've been able to discover in my practice, and what I'm exploring and continuing to explore, is that type of compassion is a bit, I don't know, a bit different, a bit more, it's a very interesting quality of compassion. It's open, it's soft, it's connective, it's healing. And so that's quite lovely. And in the course, we'll do 2 weeks on offering compassion to these challenging aspects of ourselves. And then we'll actually go into an extra week of self-compassion. So the course, has this quality of compassion built into it as well. And we work with offering kindness to neutral aspects of ourselves. And perhaps ironically, this seems to be more challenging than even the challenging aspects of ourselves, because For some people, it's really quite ambiguous. What is a neutral aspect of ourself? Generally, we have opinions about every aspect of ourself, right? So, so the quality, the hallmark of anything neutral, it, it's easy to ignore it, easy to overlook it, because there is no emotional pull towards the positive or towards the negative, right? So the neutral aspects of ourself tend to be the aspects that we overlook. You can think of it in other ways too, like the space and the visual field around you, right? Visually, our nervous system is designed to focus on things that draw us in. And things tend to draw us in because they have an emotional charge to them, right? We like something or we don't like something. Or sound, right? How often do we sit and listen to silence? Unless we're meditating, uh, not that's not typical, right? And very quickly, if things are quite still and silent, and we're not meditating, we pick up the phone, or we go to the computer, or we turn on some music, or we go to the refrigerator, right? We tend to want to fill that space. So when we can, bring our awareness intentionally to these neutral aspects, and then bring that warmth of kindness, that heartfelt quality of kindness to the things that are neutral, we experience this type of balance and equanimity. We enter into this state of non-judgment. So that makes up the bulk of the course. And, I hope this is helpful. I didn't mean to make this into another advertisement for the course, but I think that sets the stage for the practice that I wanted to offer here. And so in this practice, I'll ring the bell, and then we'll spend some time connecting to the present moment, just briefly noticing some sounds, maybe the silence that's there too, if you feel so inspired and if your environment is a little bit quiet. We'll notice some of the sensations of the body too. And then I'll invite you to bring into awareness some aspect of yourself that you like. And then we'll offer kindness in the form of phrases to this aspect of ourself that we like. Now, you may get some resistance around that, and that's very normal. That's called backdraft. And, we're not trying to get rid of our resistances or figure them out or anything like that. But really to recognize that any resistance we have at any time, whether that's when we're meditating or not, those resistances are there to keep us safe, to help us feel safe. Now, very often our resistances are outdated, right? So we can actually turn to the resistances, this is what I like to do anyway, and thank them. And then just noticing that they're there, right? Not trying to push anything away or force anything. And then we bring into awareness a neutral aspect of ourselves. We do the same thing, offering kindness, and then to a aspect of ourselves that we find a bit challenging. And the languaging there is intentional, a bit challenging. We don't want to use something that we really don't like about ourselves, especially if we're new to a practice, right? Because that'll send us into overwhelm. So just something that you find a bit irritating about yourself, just so that you can get a feeling for that compassionate warmth that I was referring to a little while ago. So we'll do this for about 20 minutes or so, more or less. So, taking a posture that allows you to stay alert and awake and present for the next 20 minutes or so. And relaxed and soft in the posture as well. We don't want to be stiff and tight in the posture. So if you want to use a chair like I'm using with a backrest, that can be lovely. I like that. If you want to recline on a sofa or lie down on a mattress, totally fine. If you want to stand up and meditate, that's also fine. You could also do this walking. So whatever suits your nervous system in this present moment. If you're feeling sleepy or tired, you might take a more wakeful posture, like an upright posture with the back off of the backrest or standing. If you're feeling restless, a lot of racing thoughts, you might want to lie down or sit in a chair like I'm sitting. Okay, so in a few moments' time, then I'll ring the bell and I'll guide us in. And so the invitation here is just to arrive into this present moment. And there are many ways of arriving and connecting to the present moment. And for this practice, let's start by noticing the sounds that are here. A quiet sound, a loud sound, the sound of my voice, there might be the gentle hum of some appliance, the sound of a bird song or crickets chirping. Maybe there's a conversation unfolding nearby, or a dog barking, or a cat playing with a toy. And if your environment is particularly quiet, maybe listening to that sound of stillness that's there. You might notice how sound requires no effort, that we can simply rest. And sounds simply appear. They might stay for a while, shift and change and morph, and then they disappear. And so we can remain at rest. And while we're here resting and listening to the present moment, the invitation then is to gently and kindly bring awareness to the body. Maybe noticing the sensations of clothing resting against the skin of the body. And a smoothness, a softness, a coolness, a coarseness. Inviting the muscles underneath those sensations to relax and soften, rest. We might also notice the weight of the body against the cushion or chair or mat. Really exploring that contact for a moment, even if you are standing or walking. Exploring the contact of the body against the support, whatever that support is. Maybe there's some tingling there, or a type of texture, smooth or coarse. Maybe there's some warmth, softness or hardness. And if you'd like, if it feels helpful, maybe inviting the body to relax just a little bit further into the support. In a sense, letting any habitual internal bracing soften and relax. And then the mind might be wandering here or there, and that's very normal. And we might simply label that thinking, thinking, letting the distraction go and kindly returning back to the practice. Not making any thoughts into a problem, but simply noticing and letting go. So while we're here resting, connecting to the present moment, the invitation then is to gently and kindly bring into awareness some aspect of yourself that you like. Maybe this is the friendly you, or the kind you, or the caring you. Maybe this is the funny you or the smart you, the clean and orderly you. Whatever it is, some aspect of yourself that you find pleasant or agreeable, enjoyable. And getting a sense for what it feels like in the body when you're taking on this persona. What does that feel like when you're in this aspect of yourself that you like? It might feel like coming home, or like you feel most like yourself there. We can begin to offer kindness to this liked aspect of us in the form of phrases, as if we were offering a very important gift. Really feeling first what it feels like to offer kindness in this way, and then noticing what it feels like to receive kindness in this way. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. Or if you feel more comfortable, you might change the pronoun to I, and then simply offering it straight to your own liked part heart. If you'd like, you might actually place a hand over your heart. This can sometimes help those phrases land. May I feel safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I know kindness and ease. offering this liked aspect of yourself, feeling safe. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. Just taking a few moments here to notice if there's any resistances coming up, maybe some doubting in the mind or some tension in the body. And again, we can just thank our resistances for showing up to help us feel safe. Not trying to get rid of them or push them away or figure anything out. And also getting a sense for what does it feel like to offer kindness to this aspect of yourself. Maybe there's some warmth around the heart or the abdomen or some softening. Or maybe you simply feel like smiling. I'm going to go ahead and keep my hand over the heart. That's an invitation, an option. And in the next breath or two, then, the invitation is to gently and kindly replace this liked aspect of ourself with a neutral aspect of ourself. This is the aspect of ourself that we tend to ignore or overlook. You know, the commuter aspect of us, the one that gets us from point A to point B. Or the you that takes a shower or cooks. There's some aspect of yourself where when you're in that role, your mind easily gets distracted. And you might have more than one aspect that you feel neutral toward, and that's normal. And in that case, just picking one to work with. We can always come back again next time and use the other one. And while holding this neutral aspect of ourself lightly in awareness, offering kindness to this part of ourself. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. This neutral aspect of ourself, this overlooked aspect, wishing this aspect feels safe. feeling happy, feeling healthy, kind and at ease. You may not feel much or anything at all here at this stage of the practice, and that's very normal. And then, if you're noticing that, recognizing that we're planting the seeds of kindness, and eventually, in time, those seeds will bear fruit. And then, perhaps in the next breath or two, the invitation here is to gently and kindly bring into awareness a challenging aspect of yourself. And on the scale of 1 to 10, as far as challenge goes, we'd want this to be about a 3. So not using some aspect of ourselves that we really feel that's painful or hurts. A frustrating or irritating aspect of ourselves. And again, you might have more than one aspect that fits this description, and that's normal. That's fine. And for the sake of our practice, though, it's helpful just to pick one aspect to work with. The messy you, or the you that you wish maybe dressed a little bit neater. That's one of mine. Or, I don't know, the disorganized you, or some aspect of yourself that's a little bit irritating. While holding this aspect of ourself, maybe visualizing us in front of us or next to us, embodying this role. Or maybe just offering the kindness straight to our own heart. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. May you feel safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know kindness and ease. And once again here, taking a few moments to notice any resistances that might be there. Doubt, perhaps, or cloudiness, or racing thoughts, tightness in the body. And again, we don't need to try to get rid of these, but recognizing that these resistances are here to help us feel safe. So perhaps turning to the resistances and saying, thank you. Thank you for being here to try to help me feel safe. I don't need you to help me feel safe right now, but it's wonderful that you're here. And likewise, noticing the feeling of kindness. What does kindness actually feel like? Very often we know the word kindness and the types of thoughts that might accompany that word. But what's the actual felt experience of kindness? And so that might feel like a kind of warmth, maybe around the heart area or the abdomen, or maybe a softening in the shoulders or the jaw. What is this feeling of kindness? We might ask, I know I'm feeling kind, but how do I know? Where does this kindness live in the body? Maybe there's a color that arises for you with kindness, or a shape. And there's no wrong way or right way of feeling kindness. We're simply exploring whatever arises for us. Maybe you're not feeling much or anything at all, and that too is fine, that's normal. Again, knowing that the seeds of kindness are being planted with each intention of kindness. We're planting more and more seeds. And so in a few moments' time, we'll begin to shift away from the guided practice and back into a conversational space. So I'll cue that by ringing the bell 3 times. Yeah, so taking a few moments to land. That was yeah, we sat for a little time there, so you may want to just gently invite some movement back into the body. I like to do this practice called orienting after meditation, where I'll swivel over one hip and check the surroundings, reorienting, taking on all the light, the color, all over the other hip. And that's an actual practice too, orienting. It comes from Dr. Peter Levine. And the movement of going over one hip and visually scanning the room at horizon level over to the other hip, the neuroscience tells us that acts as a soothing technique for the nervous system. So check it out on your own. I find it quite soothing. It's surprisingly so, actually. So I hope that was helpful and enjoyable. And yeah, so that's the kind of the frame for at least half of the course that I'll be offering. We'll be taking that practice kind of piece by piece and really going deeply into each stage of the practice like that. So, if you, again, as I mentioned while I was guiding, if you notice any resistances, super normal for any kind of heart-based meditation practice to get kind of hit with all of the ways we're not kind, or all of the ways kindness isn't showing up in the world that we would like it to show up, right? We might get a hit of that in the practice. And when you think about it, that too is a type of kindness, right? To be shown or have insight into the ways we might be more kind. But that can feel a bit challenging during a meditation practice to have that come at us in that way. And the way I use that language is intentional. That's how I feel. It's like, whoa, kind of really coming at me in that way. And so, just to meet any of those resistances in that heart of compassion, right? Recognizing that, yeah, again, those are there. It's normal, it's natural, it's a safety mechanism, and we can just hold it lightly and compassionately. So I don't think I have anything else to add to that. I'll pop on here at some point again very soon, maybe in the next 3 or 4 days or so, and offer another Facebook Live. And if you're interested, if you're interested in the course, please reach out if you have any questions, or if you want to register, go to my website, suchsweetthunder.org. You can find out more details there. Be well, everyone. Stay safe. Stay informed. Stay safe. Stay kind. And hope to see you soon. Thanks, everyone. I'll ring the bell to close this out.